Emily Roberts, reporting from the 2013 Bio International Convention, live from the Buzz Center. I'm here with Sue Peschin, CEO of Alliance for Aging Research. Sue, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about your organization and some of the key mission areas.
Absolutely. The Alliance for Aging Research is the leading organization that promotes scientific research and also its application in order to better improve the human experience of aging and health. And we work on a whole variety of issues. Some of the key programs that we lead include a program in Alzheimer's disease called Accelerate Cure and Treatments for Alzheimer's Disease. It's a coalition of industry, of academics, and of patient advocacy organizations that engages on a regular basis with the Food and Drug Administration to get through some of the barriers in the drug development process. And it's really gone leaps and bounds in terms of opening up some of the barriers in phase 2, in clinical meaningfulness, and we're now engaging with the FDA in a really exciting area to take a look at combination therapy. We're applying the same model to sarcopenia, which is also known as frailty, to have FDA sort of recognize it as an independent condition. It's oftentimes considered associated with existing chronic diseases like with cachexia, with HIV/AIDS, or with cancer, but in and of itself, it is a process that happens as part of aging, not a natural process, but it is something that happens to a significant number of people in and of itself. And so we're trying to get the FDA to recognize sarcopenia as an independent condition. And we've created a new coalition called Aging in Motion. And that's also bringing together industry that's working on new compounds to address sarcopenia, as well as a lot of provider organizations and patient advocacy groups. Another area that we've delved into quite a bit lately is looking at geriatric cardiovascular issues. We've looked at atrial fibrillation and the issue around bleeding risk and some of the newer treatments that are available, and what happens when an older patient goes in to meet with their doctor. Are they being considered too high a bleed risk and being denied some of the newer available treatments, and then putting them at higher risk of stroke? And so that's actually led us to take a look at sort of broader issues having to do with geriatric cardiovascular issues. And I think that's really an area that we're going to be going towards in the next couple of years. One other issue that's very big for us now is called the HealthSpan campaign, and that's a really exciting issue. We've been working a lot with the National Institutes of Health and the National Institute on Aging in particular to help them form what's called a geroscience interest group, and it's to take a look at aging research, the basic biology of aging, across the institutes and centers at the NIH to create more efficiency in the research that they're doing. Because really aging is the common denominator for most chronic diseases, for heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, Alzheimer's, and all these institutes and centers are doing research on inflammation, on stress response, on cell senescence, but they haven't been talking to each other about it. So this geroscience interest group now, in less than about 6 months, has 20 institutes and centers that are participating, and they've had very top-notch researchers in the field present. They're actually organizing a summit that we're actually doing the logistics for with the Gerontological Society of America at the Natcher Conference Center at NIH this fall on October 30th and 31st. We're going to have an executive session on the 1st, and we're expecting anywhere from 300 to 500 folks. 50 researchers, the top researchers, Harvard, MIT, all over the country in aging research to look at metabolic, the effect on the metabolic system, on cardiovascular, to really kind of get these groups together, get the disease-specific groups there, get staff from Congress there, to really take a look at this in a much more comprehensive way. Dr. Collins is actually going to be the keynote speaker. It's going to be a really exciting event. And we're hoping eventually to create a coordinating committee within the NIH so that there won't be a tap on the different centers and institutes, but that it'll really create sort of a separate pot of funding for geroscience across the NIH. So those are our main goals, and we're really looking to the future. There's so many different issues that are coming up, from cardiovascular to mental health, and we're ready to tackle them.
That's fantastic. Sounds like you guys are busy and have a lot going on. You're also participating in the Bio Alliance Pavilion here at the convention. It's something new we've created this year. On the exhibit floor, we have 40 patient advocacy groups and 10 universities all entered into the partnering system. Can you just tell us a little bit about that experience, what it's been like for you to be in the partnering system here at Bio?
Yeah, I can't say enough about it. I think it's been fabulous, and I really appreciate the opportunity to be invited to participate. We have just had such a great experience meeting with a lot of different companies, some of whom we have existing relationships with, but you don't always meet people in the different divisions within the companies. And so I've met with some people from Paris, where that's where their headquarters are, but we primarily deal with the U.S. offices, so they didn't really know what we were up to new researchers in the field, and it's just been a fabulous opportunity and network for the organization, so thank you very much.
Yeah, we're so glad you could be a part of it.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll have more of these interviews throughout the day live from the Buzz Center.
Thank you.